New York's classic rock. Q1043.
Welcome back. Jonathan Clark in the studio with K.Flay. The new album, Everywhere is Somewhere. And I want to get to this album cover here in a second, Christine.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Or as another view that Jimmy Buffett and Alan Jackson saying, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Did you ever hear that song?
I know the saying, but I don't know if I've ever heard the song.
Right. It's 5 o'clock. It's one of his classics.
But I appreciate the sentiment.
Yes,
for sure.
because it's 5 o'clock somewhere, which means you can have a drink somewhere. And you were on tour with Imagine Dragons, coming to the Barclays Center here in Brooklyn, October 23rd. So welcome.
Thank you.
Great to have you in here. We also have Josh and Will from the band, so thank you guys. When did you go from Christine to K.Flay, your last name being Flaherty? Was it like a high school thing? Did it happen when you got this band together, or?
It, it sort of has various incarnations of K.Flay have followed me throughout my life as nicknames, but it sort of stuck the most in college, which was incidentally when I began making music, and was like, oh, I'll just call myself that.
Yeah.
Very, I wasn't really thinking to the future, but yeah, it's just my nickname.
So speaking of college, you went to a really good school, Stanford.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, can I ask if you graduated or?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, thank
you. Don't hear that a lot from bands. I went for like 2 years, and then.
Totally. I mean, I think
the heart of rock and roll got me.
For me, I didn't get serious about music until after I graduated.
Okay.
So I think, whenever I talk to people who were in school and knew they wanted to do music, I totally get it. I mean, because I think obviously being in an academic environment is a beautiful place to be, and I think there's tons of benefits to being there. But if you know what you want to do and you want to be on the road,
And you were originally from?
I'm originally from Wilmette, Illinois.
Wilmette, Illinois. So going to that beautiful campus in southern, or is it Northern California? Northern California must have been kind of a culture shock, but like a nice one, I would think, right?
It was great. It was a very eye-opening, elucidating 4 years. I feel like. Yeah, I was just, coming from the middle of the country, there's certainly tons of culture and things going on there, but being in California in, thousands of miles away from home was very, very instructive, and I think helped me to be open and receptive to music, honestly, in the first place.
And the weather being a little bit nicer.
The weather's great, yeah.
That doesn't suck.
The weather does not suck, yeah.
I saw you, it must have been, I guess, 4 to 5 years ago at South by Southwest in Austin. Right. I can't remember the name of the place. It was upstairs. It was, I think it was actually on 6th Street. Maybe you remember that gig?
Yeah, was it at a place called Buffalo something?
Buffalo Billiards.
Buffalo Billiards.
Yeah.
Was it like a billboard thing or something like that?
I think it was something like that. But I got to tell you,
I think I was wearing a green shirt.
And you are right now.
Whoa. Whoa, dude.
you know what's crazy though? Like then. Everyone was buzzing about K.Flay. I mean, everybody I talked to at every record company was like, your mixtapes, and she's, and then here we are now. You're on Interscope Records, and also we should mention Dan Reynolds from the band signed you to his label on Interscope Records.
Exactly.
So that worked out well.
Yeah, it was kind of like a beautiful, happy coincidence. I was beginning to work on what was going to be my second record. I had put out my first record independently, and was feeling really happy with, that level of autonomy and just creative freedom. And Dan ended up hearing a bunch of the demos, and he and I started talking and forming a friendship. And he was essentially like, here's a safe haven within a bigger place to do what you do, and you can retain all of that freedom, which has been the case, and I feel really lucky.
And by the way, come out on tour with us to huge arenas like the Barclays, October 23rd.
Exactly. Yes, so that
doesn't suck either.
No, it's super exciting, and we're it's been a great year. The record's still kind of new in the world,
right?
But it's it's exciting to be on the ride.
Speaking of the record, let's talk about this. Everywhere is Somewhere. And it's a taxi receipt. Tell me what we're seeing here right now as I hold up the camera. Everywhere is like K something. Where is a zip code, I'm assuming?
Yeah. So everything has a little different secret meaning, some of which are easy to figure out, some of which are harder.
Right.
But we'd been kind of thinking about album art and single art as things were coming along. And we'd been, for the first couple of singles, using a pre-existing thing that contained text and replacing that text, and it felt like a receipt would be really cool. And there's something sort of, I used to live in New York, and there's sort of nothing like the old school taxi receipt.
The old school taxi receipts that you have to count at the end of the year when you do your taxes.
Exactly. And I find that to be like a pretty iconic and sort of every person thing. I feel like the cool thing about New York City in general is everybody does everything. Everybody takes taxis, takes a subway.
Right.
It's sort of a common denominator. So, we printed that up and actually shot that. That's just an iPhone photo.
You got some safety pins here.
Yeah, just in your pocket,
Yeah, it's your pocket, yeah.
Reach in the
But
pocket.
I like that one that says change now.
Yeah, well, let's try to do it, everybody.
I love it. It's K.Flay. Everywhere Somewhere is the new album coming to the Barclays Center October 23rd. You brought some beautiful guitars and some beats, I believe. You want to play a song for us?
Yeah, let's do it.
Tell us about this one and go for it.
Yeah, so this song is called Giver, and I wrote this in my kitchen. We set up like a little studio, and that's actually the vocals that you hear on the record were just recorded in my kitchen. So it's kind of a nice, beautiful thing.
AC/DC's recording there next year.
I wish. Oh my gosh, we were just in Australia, kind of geeking out. Okay, here's Giver. Yelling out, I fell in love and then fell out, and I don't know if I can take the hit. I let a stranger in my bed, I pretended you were him, 'cause I needed to feel wanted. I gotta find another way. I'm learning to live. I'm trying to be better. I'm learning to give, but I don't know if I'm a giver. I don't know if I'm a giver. Every day's another shot, but all I do is mess it up. Screaming 'cause I've got it too good to cry. Medicine inside my head. Apologize for all the things I said. Girl, it takes guts just to survive. I gotta find another way. Another way. I'm learning to live. I'm trying to be better. I'm learning to give. I don't know if I'm a giver. I'm learning to live. I'm trying to be better. I'm learning to give. I don't know if I'm a giver. I don't know if I'm a giver. I got so much soul in my body, but no one keeping me honest, and whole days turning to holes in my mind. Got high hopes, lots of potential. I'm high, broke, searching for symbols, and when I let go of what is mine, I got so much soul in my body, but no one keeping me honest, and whole days turning to holes in my mind. I got high hopes, lots of potential. I'm high, broke, searching for symbols, and when I let go of what is mine, I'm learning to live. I'm trying to be better. I'm learning to give, but I don't know if I'm a giver. I'm learning to live. I'm trying to be better. I'm learning to give, but I don't know if I'm a giver. I don't know if I'm a giver.
Yeah, there she is, K.Flay playing live for us, and that is Give Her off the new album, Everywhere Somewhere. I forgot to mention one other thing about the album cover, Christine. Parental advisory lyrics. So this is going to sell like 1 million copies just from that sticker.
I know. I don't think the sticker has the same cachet as it once did.
I
though.
know.
Sadly, it used to be like, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I'm buying that right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now it's like, well, maybe I'll stream it on Spotify. We'll see.
Everywhere Somewhere, the new album, October 23rd, Barclays Center with Imagine Dragons. I know that hip-hop was your thing early on.
Yes.
But I also recently read that you sort of have gone to the dark side and have discovered Black Sabbath.
Yeah. And it's less dark than I had anticipated. I kind of, it's interesting, like I've sort of had late, like, bloomer development musically. Like, I just came into contact with things a bit out of order and maybe not at the time. Like, I think I was supposed to be, like, an angsty 15-year-old listening to that. Yeah. And instead, like, I'm not. I'm older than that. And I don't know. It's been cool, though. I think, as I discover music, it helps to inform what I do and just like how I play on stage. And I think I had this misconception that like heavy music would give me anxiety.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can.
Right.
Like scream, like, straight up like screamo, like double kick. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. I can only take so much of that.
That's hard. That's, that's its own thing. But like old school metal is just like really great rock song.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Tony Iommi actually sat in that chair.
Whoa.
Yeah. Or maybe it was a different chair, but he was in this room.
He was in this room. That's the important thing.
Yeah.
We're breathing the same air.
K.Flay is in the studio with us, Everywhere Somewhere, the new album, October 23rd, Barclays Center, Imagine Dragons. I absolutely love Blood in the Cut. It sounds so great on the radio.
Thank you.
Would you guys play that? This is on the new album too, right?
This is on the new album. Blood in the Cut. Fun fact about this one, I recorded this originally in my parents' basement.
From the kitchen to the basement. We love it.
From the kitchen to the basement. Moving on down. Okay, this song is called Blood in the Cut. 1, 2. The boy I love's got another girl. He might be up with her right now. I don't have an apartment. Thought if I was smart, I'd make it far, but I'm still at the start. Guess on contagious. It'd be sick to stick you in. That's what they all just end up doing in the end. Take my car, paint it black. Take my arm, break it in half. Say something, though assume it's too quiet in this room. I need noise. I need the buzz of a sound. Need the crack of a whip. Need some blood in the cut. I need noise. I need the buzz of a sound. Need the crack of a whip. Need some blood in the cut. I need blood in the cut. I need blood in the cut. Met back up with the boy I love. I cried on the streets of San Francisco. I don't have an agenda. All I do is pretend to be okay, so my friends can't see my heart in the blender. And lately, I've been killing on my time. Reading through your messages, my favorite way to die. Take my head, kick it in, break some bread for all my sins. Say a word, do it soon. It's too quiet in this room. I need noise. I need the buzz of a sub. Need the crack of a whip. Need some blood. I need noise. I need the buzz of a sub. Need the crack of a whip. Need some blood in the cut. I need blood in the cut. I need blood in the cut. na 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 na. Na na na. I need nights. I need the bus of a sub. Need the crack of a whip. Need some blood in the cut. I need nights. I need the bus of a sub. Need the crack of a whip. Need some blood in the cut. I need blood in the cut. I need blood in the cut.
Wow, so good. K.Flay playing live here on Q1043's Out of the Box. Everywhere is Somewhere is the new album. On tour with Imagine Dragons, coming to the Barclays Center October 23rd. All the tour dates, K.Flay.com. You know when you have like a hook in a song and it just like infects you and it does not leave your head? That song right there where you're going, na, 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 na. I'm like in the shower singing that this morning.
Okay,
I'm
good.
like, I can't remember. Yeah, I mean, I can't not listen to this anymore. You know what I mean? It's just it just sticks in there. But that's what you want, I guess, in a
That
song.
is, I mean, I hope a good stick.
Yeah,
you know?
oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
A
So-
good stick. That's, yeah, okay.
A good stick.
I was
yeah.
going to make like a weird phlebotomy joke.
You could just do whatever
then
you
I-
want, you know?
Yeah, no, I'm not going to make a phlebotomy joke. Now I've said phlebotomy 3 times, so that's its own thing.
So people rent houses on Airbnb or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes the owners will leave a guest book for people to make comments like, this house is amazing, this place is a dump,
Yeah.
whatever.
Mhm.
And you've been doing this at your shows where you leave these sort of blank
Yep.
diaries things. And tell me about that, because it's been really kind of incredible, the notes that you've been receiving.
Yeah, so we started doing this just about 1 year ago, bringing blank notebooks and pens out to the merch booth. You know, I posted about it at the beginning of our kind of tour off the first EP, just saying this is a place to share experiences and whatever you're honestly feeling or just whatever you want. And people just overwhelmingly responded to that and filled up literally thousands of pages, people all over the world. And so it was such this kind of massive response that I transcribed them all and put together sort of a compilation book featuring some illustrations from a few New York buddies of mine who are awesome artists. And we just put it up for sale. All the proceeds go to charity.
Where do you get it?
You get it online in my online shop, just K.Flay.com.
Okay.
And yeah, you know, so many of the entries were about just, you know, the spectrum of human emotionality. It's like every night at a show, people are going through tremendous love and loss and exuberance and
Anxiety.
and sad anxiety, everything.
Yeah.
And you know, I think the other thing about it, it reminded me that, you know, we're all dealing with a lot of darkness and a lot of lightness too. But you know, I wanted the proceeds of this thing to kind of go back to the people who wrote it and populated the book. So
Yeah.
we opened it up to fans to suggest local charities.
What do you call it?
It's called the Crush Me book
The Crush Me book. Okay.
Yeah.
At K.Flay.com.
at K.Flay.com.
That's really amazing. Cool that you're doing that. It's amazing because people that go to shows these days aren't necessarily carrying pens, or do you have like a bunch of pens
We
by
got
your
the
guest
whole
books?
thing, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
So
yeah.
it's a one-stop shop. And I think, you know, what's interesting is as we, you know, further progress to the digital, the full digital age, I do think people still find a great deal of pleasure and comfort in interacting with physical, tangible objects. You know, so it was, you know, it wasn't like people needed to tweet me or email me, like, just write it down in a book, never see it again.
Right.
And I'll read it. And that was like, I think, a really cool exchange.
I don't know anyone that doesn't like getting a Valentine in the mail, a birthday
Right.
card, a Christmas card, or a holiday card, or whatever. I mean, those things are great. And maybe that's why, you know, vinyl, people really like vinyl again and stuff
That's
like
awesome.
that.
I do think there's a human sort of impulse to interact with physical objects. And I think, of course, intellectual objects too, and the internet is a great place for that. But yeah, it's great to like get something that you can touch and hold and you know, write on and do whatever you want. So.
Absolutely. Her name is K.Flay. The new album, Everywhere is Somewhere. Everyone go out and buy it because it's fantastic. And catch her on tour. All the tour dates, K.Flay.com. Also, Barclays Center, October 23rd, right here in the tri-state area with Imagine Dragons. Thank you so much for stopping by and playing for us. And you guys, too, thanks. Sounded
Thank you.
fantastic.
Thanks for having us.
And come back anytime.
Okay.
New York's classic rock. Q1043.